Most people are familiar with the concept of comfort eating. It's very simple that if we're stressed or anxious or frustrated, very often we are conditioned to reach for something sweet because it feels good. It makes you feel comfortable. Very often the gateway into that feeling is from frustration or anxiety or boredom. So if we're stressed or anxious or bored, what we often do is we reach for some comfort food, and very often that comfort food is not healthy food. Now, but one of the things that you need to recognize is that that is a strategy that actually works. So therefore, the process is actually effective. It's the consequences that aren't so effective. Because afterwards, what we tend to do is we tend to beat ourselves up, or we tend to be disappointed, or we tend to put on extra weight. And that doesn't make us feel any good. Rather than going after that behavior to begin to change it straight away, begin to look at how you're building it and what are the elements that actually give rise to it. Now, the solution that we often impose upon that, because of these consequences, we say, okay, the next time that I feel like going for a snack, I'm going to refuse. I'm going to do something else. The problem there is you're already stressed. And now by doing that, you're adding in extra stress. And we know the consequences of that ultimately, that if you're fighting stress with stress, well, then you'll more than likely go back to the old solution. This week, what I'm going to suggest that you do, before you allow yourself to be able to change this process, because it is possible to do, it's a good idea first to go into observation mode. Because once we get awareness, then we can get to choice. But rather than being critical about yourself, rather than giving out to yourself for why you're doing what you're doing, remember, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're overeating is because it feels good. And very often, why you're doing that is because you want to feel good. And very often, why you're doing that is because you've been feeling stressed or anxious or frustrated beforehand. For this time, just notice, go into observation mode, not criticism mode. Just go into observation mode. So notice the next time that you feel inclined to reach for that snack, notice how you've been feeling. Then when you're eating it, eat it, enjoy it, but also notice the underlying feelings. And then when you've eaten it, notice the after effect feelings as well. Just go into observation mode, into clinical observation mode, and just notice the sequence. You're becoming like a scientist to begin to understand your process. Because when you get an understanding of that, you may find that you'll find gateways for change a lot quicker. That said, I'm going to show you some more tools and techniques in future videos to help you along with that. I hope this helps.